Okay, in the previous few videos in the playlist, we went through and used Inkscape and Blender to create a sprite sheet for us from our animations, and all that was working. However, these are PNGs, which means they're just regular image files, .png files. So if we start scaling them up and down a lot, they could end up getting a little blurry. It'd be nicer if we had some SVGs to work with. That way we could scale them without worry. And Inkscape will do that for us. So if we come back over to Inkscape, and I'm going to go to File, and open one of those images. I'll just choose a random one here, something in one of the walk images. Go ahead and open that. And it got brought in as a PNG file. I'm going to switch to the checkered background. That way I can clearly tell that it's transparent. Yeah, so our transparent image that we exported from Blender with just a few clicks once we got the animation set up. But it's a PNG file, which means it could get a little blurry if we start to scale it up and down a lot. So we open it in Inkscape and come to Path and Trace Bitmap. We can create an SVG from that PNG. So make sure it's selected. And the more scans we run, the better the quality. So if we come over to multiple scans, and we probably want the colors involved, I'll start with 8. Select remove background because we still want a transparent one. And the little update button here will give us a preview. So 8 scans should give us something like that. Speckles, smooth corners. There's a few options you can play around with. And then hit OK. And that created an SVG version. So a couple little issues that could be improved, but now this we can come to. So with that selected, go to Object and Ungroup. And now we're back to what we had earlier where all of our things are separate. Can I ungroup that? Nope. So it did it by color apparently, but that's still something. And yeah, that was a quick version, so you can play around with different settings and get one that looks right. And then at that point, well, I might as well show this. I'll go ahead and delete that one. Maybe you're not too worried about preserving the quality if you exported a very high quality one from Blender. Obviously there's not much quality, and I went with the small file size for our little starter image. But maybe you'd like pixel art to just fit your game. So we can also, in this same option, the trace bitmap, we can set up pixel art either with Veroni or B-splines. Basically, to get into the computer graphics theory stuff, but Veroni, however that word's said, that will give us squares. So if we select that one and hit OK. Oh, whoops. Have to select the image first. Make sure you select your image. Then with Veroni, we hit OK. Is it running? Oh, I'll pause while the computer catches up. It just took a second for my computer to catch up, but that gives us some pixel art. I'll delete that one, show what the other option is. Go to B-splines and hit OK. It's still pixel art, just with a little. How many scans am I doing? Oh, I forgot to select the image. Select the image, then hit OK. It'll create some pixel art for us. You can see the Voronoi, or however that word is pronounced, gave us squares, and the B-splines gives us curves, whichever you want for your pixel art. Or trace bitmap to get an SVG. And that way you have the scalable vectors and can preserve quality when you have quality. Obviously, I went with a low quality export from Blender, so there's not really much to preserve here. But then once you have that, you can delete the original image and come over to File, Save As an SVG file. And that way you can preserve quality if you have a lot of it, and just kind of play around with the settings to see what you need in order to do that. I just thought I'd add that in as an addendum because scalable vector graphics can be really good. Oh, and remember to go to Object, Ungroup, so that you can get back to each particular object in the SVG file and deal with it individually at that point. Just thought I'd show that because the different formats can be very useful in games sometimes. Sometimes maybe pixel art fits the theme of your game, or maybe you expect to change the image size a lot, so you're going to do a lot of scaling back and forth. And just use the right image, and adjusting those settings can get some improvements, but going from an SVG to a ping, all the quality is going to be preserved. But going the other way, you might lose some quality, but adjustments on the settings, you can get a lot of the quality preserved there. Just wanted to share that in case the exports we did aren't going to work for you.